So whenever you have a project where you need to worry about where exactly shapes need to go, you simply have to start with a sketch. So let me do that. So we have this picture here. We don't quite know how wide it is, but we can store that in a variable width, and similarly with the height. Now we need to put what, a white rectangle around it and then a black rectangle. So here would be the white one. And here the black one. So this is 5 and this is also 5. So that tells me something, namely if this thing here is 0, 0, then I now know this here has to be 5, 5, and this point has to be 10, 10. And that's enough information for drawing all of that stuff. Let's look at the code. So over here, I'm making the picture, and when I first make it, it's at position 0, 0. Later, I'm moving it over to where it actually should be, and then I draw it. Otherwise, it wouldn't show. But I can only draw it after I've drawn the rectangles, because otherwise it would appear under them. So here are the rectangles. So let's look at where these numbers here come from. So this is the black rectangle. It does start at 0, 0. And where do the 20s come from? So if we look at the width of the black rectangle, we see there's 5 here, there's 5 here, then there's the width of the picture, and then we have another 5 pixels here and another 5 pixels here. And indeed, these 4 here, they add up to 20. So that's where this 20 comes from. Now then I fill it, and when you do that, you get a completely solid black thing. Then over that, we're going to be drawing the white rectangle, and let's look at the coordinates. Y 5, 5. We figured that out before. That was the 5, 5 that you see over here. And y width plus 10, height plus 10. So in this case here, we no longer have the 5 over here, but we have the width of the picture and 5 on each side. So that's going to be the white one, and when we draw that, it'll draw over the black one, giving us this frame effect. Now the other thing we need to worry about is the caption. That one is a little harder, and it is a very common task, so let's go through it slowly. So what we want to be able to do is, under this thing here, we want to center the caption. Now, we have absolutely no idea what the size of the caption might be. It depends on exactly the size of the characters and the font and stuff. So we're just going to have to make it, and again, ask it how wide it is. And so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm making it. We'll look at these numbers here in a minute. And then I'm asking it about its width. Now let's see, why am I making it this particular way? So I'm making it so that the height is height plus 25. Why 25? Because we have 5 here, 5 here. We have then the height over here. 5 pixels here and 5 pixels here, and then the specification said we want another 5 above it, so that's where the 25 comes from. And the way I've constructed is I've moved it so that it starts here where x is 10, and so that means it was probably somewhere here. Well, that's clearly not centered, so now we need to center it. We can find out what its width is. That's in the variable caption width. And so that tells me exactly how wide this thing is. And then there's some excess. There's this part here. That's width minus caption width. And to center, what I would want to do is I would want to cut it in two and distribute 1/2 of it before. Or in other words, I would want to move by 1/2 of that. And that's what you see here. So we're moving by 1/2 of the difference of the slack to the right, and vertically we don't have to adjust it at all. There are many other ways of doing it, but this way I think you'll see it's pretty elegant. I put it in almost the right place, I ask it how wide it is, and then I just do the centering over here. Oh yes, and of course I have to remember to draw it.